Good morning, parents of the West Shore School District. This is Mariana. So we're here to discuss today Cedar Cliff yet again. You know, sometimes I get up in the morning, I'm getting ready for work, and I have a what the heck moment. And this is what happened this morning. Okay, I'm just trying to, drink my coffee in my boiling point mug, trying to get comfortable here and get ready for the day when I hear ding, and it's my phone. And I'm like, okay, so what's going on? So my expression was pretty much what you see here. I concur with Ralph Crandom. And apparently, Mr. Gensler had a brain fart moment. And sometimes, in the morning, you just want to wake up to a normal morning, but that's not the case. And we are going to continue to expose the foolishness and darkness of the West Shore School District. People ask me, why do you do this, Mariana? What do you have to gain? Absolutely nothing. Okay. But it's not about what I have to gain. It's about being the voice for the parents and these children, because sometimes these principals and assistant principals have a little chip on their shoulder. We already know the administrator does. Okay, and they are really careless with their words and their actions, and they show no empathy at all, and it's about them, their agenda, and what they have to rush through, okay, or get done, without considering that, parents and children sometimes have specific needs. So, as we're getting closer to the end of the year, we all know that we are going to have graduation ceremonies, and we are all, looking forward to it. And congratulations, and I'll say it ahead of time, to the class of 2025. Your work is paying off. But with responsibilities like getting ready for graduation, things of that nature, and prom, well, there's certain things, especially with graduation, that comes into place. And that is, the practice. We all graduate and we have to practice, walking in and walking out, the whole, ceremony of it all. However, what do you do as a parent when the date of that graduation conflicts a little bit, okay, with a medical appointment that your child may have, a very needed medical appointment? So, what do you do? Well, this parent did the responsible thing. She contacted Mr. Gensler and advised him that her son, okay, cannot, you know, um, make it in time, or may not be able to make it because he has a very important medical appointment with his doctor. Now, I know this family, and this is not just a medical appointment of let me see where your A1C is at, or let me see, if the pimple burst. It's nothing like that. And not trying to say that those appointments aren't important, because they are. Okay. Their appointment is a little more specific for specific needs, and the appointment is with a cardiologist. So, as a parent, I would see the importance of making sure, as a responsible parent, of making sure that my child sees the doctor and that everything is fine with my child. Because should something happen, to my child, like I stated before about the administration, the West Shore School District, um, if something happens to my child because I fail to take them to the doctor, what am I going to get from Tostos and the administration? Oh, Mrs. Reed, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, he's not going to bring my child back. So she did the responsible thing and contacted Mr. Gensler. There was a little back and forth here, but I'm not going to get into all that. But Mr. Gensler's reply was the following: I would say if you think it could be cutting it close, reschedule the appointment. This is a mandatory practice that students need to participate in order to work for graduation. He said, what? Let me help Mr. Gensler understand something. This child has to go see a cardiologist. If your child has to see a cardiologist, what will your priority be? Well, for that fact, if you had to see a cardiologist, would you not be putting in for PTO time or emailing the taco eating dragon or whoever you report to that you'll be coming in late? So, what's the difference between you, your child, and the child of this lady? It is an appointment with a cardiologist. Now, I'm not going to share the rest of the email because the mother had to be very specific with this clown as to why her child needed to see the cardiologist. Where is your empathy, man? You're supposed to be there for our kids in every sense of the word. So to you, it's more important that they practice their walk into the graduation ceremony because you need everything to look good, because you need to save face, because the administration in the West Shore School District is trying to put this face that everything is fine, everything clean, everything dandy, versus assisting this child. Why wasn't your reply was, thank you for informing me? Okay, I will inform whoever I need to inform. If he cannot make it, maybe we can, practice with the child on a different day, or if there's a different rehearsal or practice, they're welcome to come in on that day. Versus, well, it's cutting it close. This is mandatory. You can take your mandatory policy and shove it where the sun don't shine, my dear. Because if any parent has to choose between the health of their child and a simple practice as to how to walk, and I think we all know how to walk in and out for a graduation ceremony, the child's health comes first. So why is it so difficult, okay, for the administration in the West Shore School District, in this case, also the administrator in Cedar Cliff High School, to understand what priority is, to understand that this child has a need that needs to be met, to understand that we're dealing with a responsible parent, making sure that the child's health is up to par, versus, well, this is a mandatory. Oh, really? Really? I think it's mandatory that they relieve you of your position, Mr. Gensler, because you're totally becoming ineffective. So parents, this is why I do what I do, because we have to be the voice of the parent. A lot of parents are shy, although I know this parent isn't. But anyway, a lot of parents are shy to come forward and speak, or they forget that policy is not law. They can take that policy and shove it. Policy is not law. Okay, and my child's health is first, and my parental rights are first, and I pay your paycheck, and I am telling you that my child may not be able to attend, so we need to do something about this. We need to make sure that the child get the practice when he does come in, okay, or that something, some sort of exception is made, versus, well, this is mandatory, duh. So these are from the people that are pushing social emotional learning, from the people pushing social emotional learning, speaking to a parent, having no regard for the parent, having no regard for the need of the child, having no regard that this child has conditions that a doctor needs to see and follow up with. No regards. He's too worried about how they're going to walk in and how they're going to walk out. Who cares? That's what, a second 5 minutes, if at that, versus the actual health of the child. So these are things that may seem minute, but they're not, because it shows that this administration only cares about them. It shows that this administration only cares about saving face. It shows that this administration, all they care about is shining, and it's like, you got gold and you got fake gold. In that sense, fake gold is shinier than the real gold. Okay, so being the fake gold that they are, more concerned about shining and giving this false face to the community and the public, versus being there for the kids. They claim that they're there for the kids, but they're not. So I would suggest that Mr. Gensler take that policy. I would really suggest that he takes that policy and either make a paper airplane out of it, show some heart, show some concern, okay, and do what he needs to do to accommodate this child. So again, it's very, interesting when I have to wake up to a what the heck moment, because this particular administrator finds it that this should never, okay, take priority over his little mandatory policies in order to make sure that they know how to hop, skip, and jump into the graduation ceremony. This is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. And Mr. Gensler needs to be called on the rug. So again, guys, this is Mariana signing off. I do want to remind you that May 20th, we are having our primaries for Region 2. I highly suggest, guys, to please reelect Kelly Brent. We have Terry Mickle, also running. And as we've said before, Terry Mickle's on the wrong side of everything. Terry Mickle will continue to bring in trash like this into the West Shore School District. She and her husband have their hand also in this bogus Sunshine Act violation lawsuit, which is bogus because there's no meat into it. They never violated the Sunshine Act, and you will see that time will prove us right. Okay. And these are people that is helping cost more money, okay, to come out of the taxpayer's pocket. We're already paying over $100,000 over this fictitious, bogus lawsuit, okay, that Terry Mick and her husband are part of. So yeah, it is time for us to start exposing and continue to expose what's happening not only in the West Shore School District, but within the woke community that they are pushing as hard as they can. This is not about the children. This is about their agendas. This is not about the children. This is about, them bringing woke indoctrination into the schools. It is time that we become vocal about it and start making the right decisions. They are slandering and they are putting in a lot of money through the West Shore United group. That is a very woke group that is getting monies and endorsements and funds to support Mickles. Okay. And of course, because she shares their view, they say that they're bipartisan. They are not. They say that they're trying to keep politics out of the schools. They are not. What they're trying to keep out of school is common sense. They are part of this woke mob and cancel culture. We have seen Kelly Brent be attacking every, side, every avenue, her business, her husband's business by the cancel culture. And this woman has really shown, to be a warrior. I mean, she has to be short of a Wonder Woman, okay, to put up with everything that she has been putting up with. So I honestly and highly suggest that we reelect Mrs. Brent. She has worked towards giving us curriculum transparency. She is working on keeping the men out of the women's bathrooms and the men out of the women's sports. And this is what this woke mob, including Terry Mickle, does not want. Okay. The whole fight is about them keeping hold and keeping a grasp on their woke agendas. And also, this is somebody that will address people like Mr. Gensler with his little remark here towards this parent about how he feels that a mandatory practice should take precedence over the health of a child. And guys, I would like to wake up one day without having a what the heck moment. But this is what happens when you are part of the West Shore School District. More often than not, you wake up to a what the heck moment, you personally, or me, after I see the heartlessness of an administrator and an administration that only cares about them and not our children. So this is Mariana signing off. Again, Region 2, I highly suggest that you vote for Mrs. Brent. Okay, re-elect her, because if not, what we are going to do is get more of this trash indoctrination into our schools. This is what they're fighting to hold on to. This is what Terry Mickle is hiding to hold on to, this pornographic trash. okay, in our schools. And in region 3, I will also suggest that you vote for Miss Sandra Gonzalez over Brian Geiswhite, because Brian Geiswhite and his wife are the ones that introduced this kind of trash into the West Shore School District, and we got to get this trash out. And to Mr. Gensler, please get some common sense. Please find 2 P's for a brain and understand that this child's health, okay, must take precedence over doing a hop, skip, and a jump in a graduation ceremony. I could care less what your mandatory practice is. You can shove that where the sun don't shine. And to the parent, pick up your child, take them to the practice, and if there are any issues, then we need to escalate this to wherever we need to escalate it, okay, to make sure that this never happens again to your child or any other. So this is Mariana signing off, and I'm going to call this session the what the heck moment in the morning over a cup of coffee. Welcome to the West Shore School District. And parents, I'll tell you right now, if Mrs. Brent loses her seat to Terry Mickle and Mrs. Gonzalez don't get in to the school board, it is time for you to pull your children out of the West Shore School District, put them in cyber school, put them in, private school, or homeschool them, because this district, sooner than later, is not going to be worth 2 cents. God bless.
Trapped again, and fate always has me wrapped again. I always get caught in my life of sin, but I just keep on going back again. You know I'm lost again, when all I wanted was to find a friend, someone that I can always depend on to help me find my life again.